Korean women over 50 have a $2 trick for age spots that makes every expensive concealer in your makeup bag completely pointless. And before you ask, no, it is not skincare. It is not a filter, and it is not some high-end product with a wait list. It is something so simple that when I show you what it is, you are going to be annoyed that nobody told you sooner. That trick and 6 more Korean hacks are coming, all of them things you can do today, right now, without buying a single new product. But first, I need to call out 5 mistakes that are honestly aging your face 15 years every morning, and mistake number 5 is going to make you look at your makeup routine completely differently. The brands selling you the solution are actually causing the problem. Number 1 on the hack list is the one you do not want to miss. Let us start with the hacks, counting down from 7. Number 7, the $2 trick. This is the one I teased, and here it is. Go grab a peach or coral-toned lip liner from your makeup bag. You know the one. The shade that looked cute in the store but ended up being too warm for your lips. That pencil is about to become the best age spot corrector you own. Before you put on any base, take that lip liner and lightly draw right over your dark spot, not around it, right on it. Then take your ring finger and press the color into the spot with short little pats. Do not drag it, do not blend it outward. Just press it down until it melts into the skin. That warm peach pigment is doing what your concealer never could. It is neutralizing the dark pigment underneath, so that when your foundation goes on top, the spot may blend right into your skin instead of peeking through. Color correction is everything when you are working with hyperpigmentation on mature skin, and this technique has been popular in Korean beauty routines for years. A concealer that matches your skin tone just sits on top of a dark spot like a band-aid. But a warm peach or salmon tone underneath actually cancels out that darkness before your base even touches your face. $2 lip liner. That is all it takes. Number 6, the frozen spoon press. This one sounds bizarre and I love it. Take a regular metal spoon and put it in your freezer for about 10 minutes before you start your makeup. When you pull it out, press the back of that cold spoon gently against the areas where your spots and your puffiness are worst. Hold it for about 15 seconds on each area, your under eyes, your cheeks, along your jawline. That cold metal does 2 things at once. It temporarily tightens the skin so your texture looks smoother and your pores look smaller, and it reduces any morning puffiness that makes your face look swollen and tired. Your makeup is going to sit on that skin completely differently than it would on warm, puffy, just woke up skin. Think of it as prepping the canvas before you paint. Korean women do this the way Western women splash cold water on their face in the morning. Same idea, but more targeted because the metal holds the cold longer than water alone. Number 5, the wrong shade mix. I know this sounds backwards, but stay with me. Take a foundation that is about half a shade warmer than your actual skin tone and mix it with a drop of your daily moisturizer on the back of your hand. You want a thin, slightly tinted consistency. Now dab that mixture only on your age spots and any areas of uneven tone before you apply your regular foundation. What you just created is a custom tinted corrector that bridges the color gap between your spots and your normal skin. So when your actual foundation shade goes on over everything, it is blending into a surface that is already much closer to one even tone. Instead of asking your foundation to do all the heavy lifting across a face that has 5 different shades happening, you gave it a head start. The finish looks like your actual skin because you are working with thin, sheer layers instead of packing on thick coverage and hoping for the best. Number 4, the tissue paper set. After your foundation is on, before you touch any setting powder, take a single ply tissue. Not a paper towel, not a cotton pad, one thin tissue ply. Lay it over your entire face and press it gently with your palm so it sits against the skin. Now take your fluffy powder brush, dip it in the lightest possible dusting of translucent powder and sweep it over the tissue. Just a whisper. The tissue acts as a filter that only allows the tiniest amount of powder to reach your skin. It sets your base without suffocating it. Your finish stays dewy and alive instead of flat and chalky. I cannot tell you how many women load up a powder puff and stamp setting powder all over their face and then wonder why they look like they aged 10 years between the bathroom and the car. This tissue trick gives you a set without the dryness, and your makeup may last longer because the powder helps lock everything underneath in place without burying it. Number 3, the edge blend micro dot method. When you are covering a specific age spot with concealer, do not dab the concealer right in the middle of the spot. That is what almost everybody does, and it creates a bullseye effect where the center of the spot is lighter than the edges, and the whole thing just looks like a raised bump of product. Instead, take a tiny brush or the pointed tip of a sponge and place micro dots of concealer only around the outer edge of the spot. Then press inward toward the center with your ring finger. What you are doing is blending the border where the spot meets your normal skin, which is the part your eye actually notices. The center of the spot is already going to pick up product as you press inward. But by starting at the edges, you get a seamless gradient between the spot and the surrounding skin instead of a visible patch. This is how you make correction invisible. But before we get to number 2, if you are finding this helpful, hit subscribe. I share Korean beauty tips for mature skin every week, and the next video coming is one you do not want to miss. Number 2, the Dew Mist Sponge. Stop running your beauty sponge under the tap. Seriously, just stop. Instead, take a hydrating facial mist, any basic one will do, rose water, aloe, whatever you like, and spray it directly onto your sponge 3 or 4 times. Squeeze it once so it is damp but not dripping. Now use that sponge to apply and bounce your foundation in. Water-dampened sponges give you a clean application, but the finish can go flat pretty quickly on mature skin because the water evaporates and takes the dewiness with it. A mist-dampened sponge deposits those hydrating ingredients along with your foundation, and the finish may stay luminous and skin-like for longer instead of drying down to a papery matte. If your foundation is doing that thing where it looks fine in the bathroom but looks flat and settled into your lines by noon, this is probably why. Your sponge was set up to fail before you even started. Number 1, and this is the one. There is one foundation designed for mature skin. It helps to blur fine lines, smooth texture, and is designed to look natural, not heavy, with a formula that helps resist oxidation. It is loved by hundreds of women. It is called Luxe. It is a color-changing foundation, which means it is designed to adapt to your skin tone as you blend it in, so the shade-matching problems I just talked about may become a lot easier to deal with. It is not in stock in stores yet, but it is the best-selling foundation on Amazon right now. You can find it on Amazon by searching Luxe Foundation, or just click the link in the description below this video. If it is gone, it is gone. And you can imagine the results like this. Results may vary. And if you comment the word secret, I will send you one more secret step for mature skin that may help your makeup last 12 hours or more. Make sure you are following me, or I cannot reach you. Now, those 7 hacks can completely change how your base looks, but none of them will help much if you are still making these 5 mistakes every morning. So let us fix that. Mistake number 5, overpowdering. This is the one I said your favorite brands will never admit to, and here is why. Setting powder is a multi-billion-dollar category. Every brand wants you to believe that more powder means longer wear. So they sell you the powder, and then they sell you the setting spray to fix the dryness the powder caused, and then they sell you a hydrating primer to counteract the setting spray. You see how that works. On mature skin, excessive powder settles into every single fine line on your face within an hour. It turns a smooth, healthy-looking base into something that looks cracked and dry and 10 years older than you actually are. You need barely any powder. A light dusting through that tissue method I showed you earlier is more than enough. If your makeup is not lasting without a heavy powder layer, the problem is your foundation or your prep, not the amount of powder. Mistake number 4, color matching to your wrist or the back of your hand. Your hand is almost never the same shade as your face. It just is not. The skin on the back of your hand gets more sun exposure, different circulation, different texture. If you matched your foundation there, you probably walked out the door with a shade that is slightly off from your jaw down. The right way to match is along your jawline and onto the top of your chest, because that transition zone is what people actually see. You want the foundation to disappear into your neck, not stop at your jaw like a mask. A shade that matches your jawline into your chest is a shade that looks like skin. A shade that matches your hand is a shade that looks like makeup. Mistake number 3, rubbing and wiping your foundation across your face. This one is so common and it hurts to watch. Dragging a brush or a sponge across mature skin pulls at your texture, pushes product into your lines unevenly, and disrupts any color correction you did underneath. Foundation on mature skin should be pressed, bounced, and stippled, never dragged. Think of it like pressing an ink stamp onto paper. You want the product to land on the surface of your skin, not get shoved into every crease and fold. If you have been wiping your foundation on with your fingers in a downward motion, that habit alone could be responsible for half of the texture issues you see by the afternoon. Mistake number two, layering concealer over your foundation on age spots. This is so common and it completely backfires. You put on your foundation and then you see the spots still showing through, so you grab your concealer and dab it on top. What you just did is create a visible raised patch of product that is a slightly different texture and sheen than the rest of your face. In natural light, it catches and it glows differently. It screams makeup. The correction has to happen underneath before your base. That is why the color correction with the lip liner, the warm shade mix, and the edge blend method from the hacks earlier work so well. They handle the spot before the foundation even goes on. By the time your base lands, there is nothing left to spot conceal. You skip the concealer step entirely, and your face looks smoother for it. Mistake number one, reaching for full coverage when you do not need it. Full coverage on mature skin is almost always a mistake unless you are going on camera or attending a very specific event. Full coverage products are thicker, they settle faster, and they grip onto texture like Velcro. Every fine line, every dry patch, every pore becomes more visible, not less. What you actually want on most days is a light to medium coverage foundation layered over proper color correction. That gives you the even tone you are after without the weight. Your skin still looks like skin. It moves like skin. It catches light the way real skin does, not the way a mask does. The women who look the youngest are almost never wearing the most product. They are wearing the least product applied the right way. Put these 7 hacks and 5 fixes together and your entire base routine changes. Your morning takes less time, uses fewer products, and the finish actually looks like your own skin on its best day. That is the goal, not perfection. Just your face, but having a really good day. If you got something out of this, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. And go watch the video I just put up on the screen because it goes deeper on the foundation matching trick that number 4 was all about. I will see you in the next one.